Hello and good evening, viewers. Welcome to another edition of your favorite sports program on Atlantic TV, The Gambia. Of course, Sport 360 Live. Anytime, by the way, I am a host, Big Sam International. And of course, this show comes on your way every Sunday from the hour 8 to 9 o'clock in our studios located in the Little Gambia, the smiling coast of Africa, and in the western side of Gambia called Farato. Well, this is where we're broadcasting. And of course, as usual, today, I'm so glad, I'm so happy that I have my junior, the one and only, of course, Ousman Ceesay, aka Youngest, all the way fresh from Germany. Well, he now lives in Germany for a couple of years ago. And then it's good to host him yet another one. Well, I brought most of them up on the radio, which is FMB radio, but today it's my privilege to bring him to Atlantic Online TV Sport 360. Ousman, welcome to Atlantic Sport 360.
Thank you, Master Vixam International. It's been a while I've not been in the studio, and then I've been following your programs on the FMB and Atlantic TV. You've did a lot to develop Gambian sport, more especially the young ones like Ozan Gajaga, the big sir, the brother Jones, the Alufal. I can say today we cannot say anything but just say thank you for giving us the floor, to express our views. And when it comes to sports, more especially the Brikama those days, when you used to divide us, Gajaga will be following Brikama United, I'll be following Bombada.
Bombada, exactly.
Those days are very good days, But it's good to be back here in the studio after almost 9 years not in the studio.
Obviously, there you go. And of course, how is Bundas?
It's okay. That's just cold, but anyway.
Anyway, you got to.
That's how it is, man.
That's Ousman Ceesay there. We call him youngest. Like he said, those days I divide all of them to be, of course, handling some. Some will handle a team in the first division. Some will handle a team in the second division. And of course, like that, like he mentioned, he was the one that I obviously attached to Bombada, which later on we'll talk about that. Well, once again, as usual, sponsors are invited, do contact us in our studios here. We'll give you the best of stuff. Once again, it's your favorite sport program, Sport 360 Live on Atlantic Online TV, Little Smiling Coast of Gambia, and our studios here in Farato, West Coast. Well, first, before engaging my guests, I want to share with you, my viewers, of course, watching us live right now. First, today we'll talk about, I'll brush through the most talk about West Coast Region Zonal Championship final, replay final, which is coming very soon. That's one. Two, I'll be also talking to Ousman right here, youngest, on the Gambian football, and of course where he come from, Germany, and then AFCON 2023 as Gambia participate, and it's still on out there in Cote d'Ivoire. And finally we'll talk about the Work for Health national chapter that eventually have given birth to all the other chapters, which I'm a coordinator of the Brikama. Of course, my guest later will join me here in the studio. Of course, that we will discuss that too. Of course, these are some of the programs I have for you today. First, let me engage Ousman here. Ousman, you left a couple of years ago, about 9 years ago, and you were one of the journalists under me, and you were attached to Bombada, and you were, you were the one covering the Gambian sports, especially when it comes to football. Give us a little bit highlight of your days as a reporter in the Gambia and the connection that you have with your one and only Bombada. Meanwhile, thanks to Bombada anyway. Huh?
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Big Sam. It's a pleasure working with you. And then, as I said, first and foremost, we're going to thank you. You and Brother John Gomez, Alufal, I work with Mamodi Gajaga, those days. As you said, I used to follow Bombada from their third division qualifiers, their second division qualifiers, the fourth divisions, Some people even call me Bombada media officer because sometimes I can predict the fixtures that will come for Bombada games.
Exactly.
And most especially, I traveled with them length and breadth of this country, both in Jara, the Banjul, the Serekunda West, the East, the West, the Bakama here. You know, those days I think it was a friendly because you meet different people when it comes to sports, and I make a lot of connection through that. You know, with that, I still have a very good connection with Bamba. Despite I was away for 9 years, I was the creator of that their WhatsApp group page. I created that one, and I still have a very good rapport with them. You know, one or two things we used to come together to help the teams. I know not only Bambara, even Bakama United. You know,
Okay.
as you said, because even in Germany, I can say we live in Freiburg, but
Okay.
not everybody live in Freiburg support Freiburg. That's the
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
how
yeah.
it
You
is,
have
you know.
diverse people.
Yeah, we live in Brikama here. Not all Brikama people will support Brikama United.
That's true.
It gotta be divided. One will be Bombarda, one will Fortune, one will be Greater Tomorrow. But at the
Exactly.
end of the day, it's all West Coast that we see, and then that's how it is, man. Now.
That's how it is. So, with the revolution of the Gambian First Division team, how can you compare the then before you travel and now? I know. Well, before I go, let me just ask you this: you still following the Gambian football, right?
I do sometimes, not all the time, because I
Okay.
do because due to my schedule of my work, when I'm free, sometimes I got up on Sundays, Saturdays, Sundays.
Okay.
So
So,
sometimes
but you still following Bombarda?
I do bombard almost all their games on the online when it's have online TV called I don't know one TV used to broadcast their
LSTV?
LSTV when it's their games in Bekama here. So
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
normally watch those, even not Bekama Bombarda alone. Bekama United, Fortune, Greater
Greater
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
When they play their Saturday games, normally I watch them
You watch those.
on Facebook. But
Okay,
yeah.
that brings me to the question: how do you see the First Division days before you travel and now?
I think it's a big difference, Mr. Big Sam, because
Okay,
those
go ahead,
days,
tell our viewers.
yeah, those days, you know, you see the players from Gaza Sport playing for Bombard, Brikama United.
Mhm,
You know, I can remember those days, Nabi Dabo,
mhm,
he used to play for Brikama and everything. There
mhm.
was a 1-2 player or three, you know, used to play for Brikama United. Those are Senegalese, you know,
Yeah,
from Gaza Sport. You know, Bombarda was like a local team for that matter. Almost all the 90% of their players come from Brikama and the surroundings. You know, even you go to the lake, the Brikama lake here those days. You know, as I used to say, Berewurang used to be Gaza Sport because exporting players from
exactly.
Senegal, bringing them here. Those days, I think the narrative on those days are it is more lively than now.
Then,
Yeah.
but how about the Gambia top tier, the First Division?
The first division as well, if I could compare them those days, I think they have the proper good players than now. Because
Then,
now you got the young ones coming up, but it's also good to give chance to the young ones. I
exactly.
remember those days you can play the first division and the second time come back and play the Nawaitan.
Okay,
But nowadays if you play 15,
that's a
16 games,
restriction on that. Yeah.
that's it how it is, man. That's the reason giving young one chance to come up, and it's also a good thing.
Well, that is it. Viewers, I must confess that, yes, like Usman said, those days we are very, the transition from Casa Sport to Brikama United to other teams, we are very good players. People then can play in the first division and come back to play in Navetan. Now there's kind of restriction. And then also the league, I think, Usman, is revolved to a very, very standard one right now. You and I remember those days, JFF cannot even charge a gate fee because nobody come to watch, only few people. But nowadays, games everywhere are packed full, especially when it comes to Brikama Boxbam in the stadium. Kudos to Brikama people and the surrounding. They come to support. We have a lot of games played there and a lot of people come out together. In terms of the organization and the broadness of the league, I think this time around is more than the other time. But the other time also, like I said, we have very great players, some matured and very strong players that definitely do a lot. So basically, I think that is that's a plus. Kudos to GFF and the organizers out there. Okay, Usman, you traveled to Germany about 9 years ago. Uh, were you able to continue the trade as a sport journalist, or were you also able to, or you are also like kind of continue to be a football fan, like a football sympathizer, watching football here and there?
Yeah, I do. When I first arrived in Germany, this was around October 2015. Of course, I want to go to school. In Germany, whatever you want to do must be first thing you have to learn the language. That's the first thing you need to do.
Okay.
When I used to go to the people responsible for us, I said I want to go and learn Germany. I want to continue doing sport journalism. All the authorities tell me that Gambia have no chance here. They're gonna deport you back to Gambia, so you don't need to go to school. I said I want to go to school. I keep following them until 1 year, 4 months.
Yeah.
No chance. Then I start looking for work. I start work, I think 1 week, 2 weeks, they sent me a letter, said, now you can go to school. I said, no, hell with that. I'm not going back to school anymore. I've been here for 1 year, 4 months. I want to go to school. He said, no.
Yeah.
I start working. He said, nah, you can leave work and go to school. I said, no, I'm not leaving the work. So that's the thing I do. I keep working. Then, how people live in Germany knows what we're talking about. When you're on the asylums, you get the doldrum, absiding, those are things. People cannot stay at their homes. They cannot sleep. This is my story. I have to
Exactly.
some
No,
people
it's
here.
important.
I can remember one fine day I came from work. A neighbor told me that, is there any name in your house called Ousman Ceesay? I told him, yeah, there is. There one boy called Ousman. I'm the Ousman. He said, yeah. Yesterday there was a police out here. They want to deport somebody to Gambia. Was it you? I said, it could be me. Then it was on the 26th. I wait until 30, then I collect my salary from the bank. Then I took my bag. I went to the police. I told them that the person you want to deport to Gambia is me, Ousman. He said, no, it's not you. I said, let me show you my document. I did everything to them.
Oh, yeah?
I stayed there for 6 hours. 6 hours. Then later on, they asked me that, is Ousman Ceesay the same date of birth, but the place of birth was different, then it was not you. One policeman asked me that when they want to deport the people to Gambia, they run away. Why do you come? I said, I'm from the Gambia. Why should I run away, go back to my country? And then they asked me that, then you have the chance then. They said, good luck, then go back. Then I went back home. Since then, I think it was after 1 year, then I able to obtain my document. Then, alhamdulillah, this is my second time coming to Gambia.
Yes. Fantastic. So how about the footballing aspect of it? Do you support the Bundesliga, or how do you call it, the Oberliga or the Sunday games, whatever?
I watch Bundesliga, but more special I focus in the Premier League.
In the Premier League?
I'm a Chelsea fan.
Okay,
I watch Chelsea. Despite we are in a very bad transition at the moment, but I watch Chelsea. I do watch Bundesliga because it's where I live. Exactly. Whenever I have the free time, I used to watch the League on the Premier League 1, the 2, the 3s, whereby even the third tier, as we call it, the third tier, like the Norwegian teams, where most Gambian play in Germany. It's where I live. We have a team there, those days, Gambian team. We used to play Norwegian. Even right now, there's a Gambian team playing for, you call it the sixth tier of German league.
German, wow.
Yeah, they are at the top at the moment. It's a Gambian team.
It's a Gambian team.
It's a Gambian team. We just live around my area.
So is that in Freiburg or somewhere?
It's around the region of Freiburg.
It's around the region of Freiburg.
Yeah. We got a good team there. They are all Gambians. All Gambians.
Okay.
But they're all working as well. Then
okay.
After work, they go and do some trainings, and Saturday, Sunday, Friday, they do the games. But despite that, I think they play almost 9 or 10 games, but after 16 teams, but they are still on the top of the league.
They're still on. Wow, kudos to our brothers out there. That's fine. If I ask you, European football and African football, the difference, what can you tell me? Or what can you tell my viewers, by the way?
Yeah, master, that is a big question. But I can tell you, in European football, in the whole nation, I can say, for example, the Bundesliga, somebody will just go and buy the whole ticket for the whole season.
Wow.
And when Freiburg is playing, like inside the Freiburg, not traveling.
Okay.
The people from the Freiburg region, from the Lorach region, Landkreis Lorach, most of them go and watch football. We got a lot of the fans go and occupy the stadium. If you are late, sometimes you don't even have the space to go.
You don't have a space.
Yeah, I have one of my friends. Despite he was deported back in Gambia, he used to travel back and watch Bayern's game in München. He used to go and watch Freiburg game in Freiburg.
Wow.
But unfortunately.
And where was he staying by then?
He was then with us. We
With
stayed
us
together for 2 years
for
together.
2 years.
Yeah, then later he was
But then
seconded
there's
back.
a huge difference between the
Absolutely,
yeah, I know.
absolutely. The
The
love.
organization aspect of it, the love for the game,
Oh,
and
that's
you
it.
know, it's just awesome.
It's just awesome, Mr. Big Sam. You love everything about European football. You know, for the fans. Sometimes the lower league you can go there. You just have to pay. Some you have to pay €2 to watch the games.
Okay, okay.
You know, you can have good pavilions, go and watch the games, and sometimes you don't even pay. Even you can watch the game and say, this is part of our team, so you don't need to pay.
You don't
Sometimes
need
it's different from me. You have to show them their card.
the card
But
exactly.
for them, I can say it's part of our team, so you don't need to
You
pay.
don't need to
Yeah,
pay.
but if you come alone, sometimes you just have to watch the game, then you pay the €2. Some don't even pay.
Don't even pay.
Yeah, but once you start to watch the game, they'll give you the fixtures every game and the leg standings on every 1 or 2
You'll
years.
be informed.
Yeah, you'll be well informed about it.
Well, that is it, viewers. Just to remind you that you, of course, you're watching live here, coming to our studios in Farato, Atlantic TV, the Gambia. And once again, it's Sport 360 Light, and I am the host, Big Sam International. My guest, of course, the first guest, though, another guest is coming up very soon. He's already in the studio. That is no other than, of course, Ousman, who is already here. And, of course, Abdullah Toure, Commander, will join us very soon on another topic. Okay, before we go for a break, Ousman, African Cup of Nations, AFCON 2023. I know you've been following AFCON, especially the first groups, the group stage before the round of 16, which is starting pretty soon. Yes, your thought on the AFCON?
I think it was a good start for Senegal because after winning the Gambia by 3 goals to 0, this was not expectation that more especially the Gambian fans and the football fans thought the things will go by 3 goals to 0. Because our expectations are at least we got a point. Once you go back to the record, Senegal, I think if they have beat Gambia 3-0, that could have been almost centuries ago. Normally it used to be 1-0.
1-0, 1-0. That was the trend.
Yeah,
that was the trend.
But everybody, because I was looking one of the sport programs, they were doing some analysis from the Gambia versus Senegal. You know how the trend used to go. It used to be 1-0. It used to be 2-1, but 3-0, no one expected that. But I think it was a red card too when Eva Adams got the red card in the last minute of the first half. I think that changed every narrative of the games. But it's football. Once you're at home, you will never receive the card. But that's how it is. Gambia have to lose all their 3 games. Senegal, I think, as I said, good preparation matters a lot when it comes to Gambia. When it comes to football, I think Senegal, they did what is expected of them, being the defending champions, coming back to the following year. Also, I think they are a team to watch, but they will be playing at the host round of 16. But there are chances for them to retain the title, but it's football. When it's not 90 minutes, you cannot predict anything. But more people will predict Senegal to retain it.
Yeah, I think Senegal are part of the favorites, to be honest. And then, meanwhile, the round of 16, January 27 in Abidjan, Nigeria will play Cameroon. And of course, Cameroon, who escaped the Gambia, or how you call it, will play against Nigeria. A very, very big game that day, of course. And this is a round of 16, remember, a knockout phase as Nigeria, another heavyweight nation in African football, plays Cameroon, another bigger heavyweight in football. Ousman, I think that's going to be a cracker.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting game because looking at the Cameroon game, last time I was watching their statistic, their coach played almost 20 games, lost 15, win only 5. A game against Gambia was a win for them, or it could have been sacked because I was watching some of their news headlines. This was the thing they were saying. If the coach cannot win this game, then he need to be sacked. But Cameroon, have a narrow escape against Gambia, being among the teams that booked their place round of 16, and Nigeria are a very good side. It's going to be a very interesting game. I think the best side will win, but the chances of Cameroon winning Nigeria is very slim.
Slim. Okay, let's watch on the 28th here in Abidjan. Again, we have Equatorial Guinea plays Guinea Conakry. Two Guineas here. Remember, Guinea Conakry was in our zone. They came third from that group and they qualify as best loser. So the two Guineas are meeting. While we have a firepower by Equatorial Guinea, of course, a very, very wonderful team that did a lot. A very big surprise in this tournament. The two Guineas are playing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting games because if you compare the two teams, they don't have that big name players in their teams. You know, that gives everyone a fighting spirit. You know, example is different when you play against the Cameroon or you play against the Senegal. You talk about the Sadio Manes, but when you talk about these two Guineans, before you can talk about the Guinea, you can talk about their captain.
Naby
Keita, but Naby was not on the form at the moment. You cannot talk about Naby Keita. The two Guineans is going to be interesting game. I think the best team on that day will win.
Okay, before we kind of will go to break very soon, January 29 again in Abidjan, the capital, Cape Verde versus Mauritania. Well, our side. This is our side now. Mauritania, we have seen 7 years of, revolving of that team from, when their current president of the FA took over, a very massive change. We have some records on that later on in this platform. Later on, maybe another day, we will share that with you. They are playing Cape Verde, another surprise element in that group. They live not that much far from each other.
From Africa, yeah.
Yes.
What's the big example? I think this round of 16s are going to be interesting games because if you compare them, their round of 16, their group stages coming to the round of 16s. You know, it's I can say some will say it's a luck, some will say they fought for it, but I think it's going to be interesting game, round of 16 games. Very good, interesting games.
So basically, those are the 3 games. And meanwhile, the games are coming up. The round of 16 is kick-starting on Saturday the 27, to Sunday 28, Monday 29, etc. So we'll definitely give you. Well, the African Cup. Well, before we move, how about the organization aspect of Côte d'Ivoire 2023?
I think it was superb. It was superb because if you look at the Ivory Coast as well, I think they are also among the best losers, being, the host.
In fact, somebody did a job for them. I think it is, was it Namibia? In fact, I think Morocco won. Yeah. Morocco won, but Ivory Coast celebrate the victory. Yeah, you know exactly. What? Because that win automatically qualified Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast were totally out. The country was totally. In fact, I don't like host nation sitting at the first round. It makes the tournament very boring. Nobody have the spirit to come. But thank God, the Moroccan did the job for Ivorian. In fact, Morocco didn't celebrate, but Ivory Coast celebrate more on that.
Exactly. Because knowing that Ivory Coast being the host, knockout with. Yeah. Of the group stages or the first rounds, the ambience that the fans used to give the teams will be going down but knowing that now they've qualified for round of 16, I think they will regroup again, try to support their teams, and the technical team also need to work hard for that next game.
Because I was coming to that. Remember, Ivory Coast are having the Giants, the defending champion Senegal. So you can see the round of 16, Ivory Coast is playing Senegal. Ivory Coast celebrated because of Morocco make them to qualify, but now they are meeting the African Cup of Nations defending champion Senegal, who won 3 of their group games, 9 points. The only team that comes flying colors with 9 points. That's going to be another huge stuff for them.
Yeah, master. But sometimes in football too.
You never say never.
Yeah, I saw a team qualifying with 9 points. After the round of 16, they were knocked out by another team. I think sometimes football is luck, but possibility for Ivory Coast to beat Senegal is very limited.
It's very limited.
Very, very limited.
Well, that is it. Thank you so much. Once again, before we go for a quick break, a reminder that the most talked about West Coast Region Zonal Championship final that was played on the 1st of January 2024, New Year's Day, between the former champions Gunjur and the surprise element that is Fonyi. The replay final is now scheduled for February 18, Sunday 2024, Gambia's Independent Day, at the Brikama Boxbar Mini Stadium, at 4 p.m. Tickets $50. We go for break, and when we come back, we'll continue with the sport. Keep tuning.
Do you need a quality and affordable electronic appliances for your homes and offices? Worry no more. E-Electronic got you covered with the growing of modern digital electronic devices with good quality, guarantee, and affordability. E-Electronic is the best and trusted place for you. Browse now to E-Electronic and get the best quality of a wide range of appliances such as refrigerators, microwaves, gas cookers, washing machines, fan of all types, chargers, headsets, headphones, flat screens, dispensers, air conditioners, plumbing materials, HDMI cable, solar panel, solar batteries, water pipes and tanks. Visit us today at Brikama Market opposite Islamic Bank or call us on 788-9398 or 9819-398. Better still on 6789389. E-Electronics, dealers of all electronic wholesale and retail.
Thank you, viewers. Welcome back after the break. Meanwhile, once again, a gentle reminder that you tune into Atlantic TV, the Gambia. As I always tell you, this is your favorite sport program called Sports 360 Live that comes your way every Sunday from the hour 8 to 9 o'clock. We are located in the little smiling coast of the Gambia, that is, of course, in West Africa. In our studios here at the western side of Gambia, that is Farato. Well, thank you very much. You can find us very next to the Farato Mosque. That is, if you know the Gambia, we are on top floor. This is where, and once again, sponsors are invited. Do come to our studios and we'll talk about it. It's Sport 360. And of course, here we come after the break, and I have the honor and privilege this time to unveil my second guest, and that is no other than Commander Abdullah. Welcome to... shake my hand.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Bamba, welcome to Atlantic Sports 360.
Thank you for having me, Big Sam. It's a pleasure being here. Good evening, viewers. Like you introduced me, I am Mr. Abdullah Toure, an active member of Work for Health Brikama chapter. Thank you for having me once more.
Thank you very much. That is no other than Abdullah Toure. Well, I call them Team Resilient. And of course, our topic will closer with the AFCON, but then this time, Ousman, meanwhile, we will be talking about the Work for Health. Work for Health, of course, started some couple of years ago, almost 5 years ago, because the national chapter, of course, the address is in Bakau at the Independence Stadium. 3 people, notably, Honorable Sirif Gomez, Burama Diba Busenti and co. Found this thing 5 years ago. The idea was sold to Uncle Sirif Gomez from Burama Diba. Of course, we know him, Badibu Gaman, who traveled and saw it on so many places, and then come and implement it here. So it starts, and then that after that year, it gives birth to Brikama chapter, which was second, which I myself is the coordinator, and which Abdullah, we call them Team Resilient. They are the one holding everything. So Work for Health Brikama chapter, Abdullah will tell us later how they work, and because they work every weekend. And also the topic of discussion, it will be the 5th or 5 years anniversary of Work for Health, the Gambia, the national chapter. The national chapter will be celebrating, if you want commemoration or celebrating their 50th year anniversary it's going to be on Saturday, 3rd February 2024 at the Serekunda West Mini Stadium. Of course, the address is in 1 Mile Wide from the Independence to the Serekunda, because at the moment, Gambia is going through a kind of a renovation or construction, because the new highway, the OIC highway, went all the way to Sitting Corner. So the stadium at the moment is a jumble of, you have a lot of roads that connect together, and the work is going on. So that's why it's hard to bring it to the Serekunda West Mini Stadium, where the work will start there. Then after the work, we'll come back to the place, Serekunda West Mini Stadium, and do some games out there. At the evening, there will be an award. But more on that, let's join Abdullah. Abdullah, first, tell our viewers the Work for Health national chapter, but mostly the Brikama chapter.
Thank you very much, Big Sam. Once again, like you said, Work for Health national chapter is the parent body of all these regional chapters, including our own at Brikama. They have sub chapters in different parts of the country. But to be specific, Brikama, where we belong to, where you, as our coordinator, belongs to, we also are in existence and very active. Our membership includes people of all ages. We have young, have middle age, we have adult, and even elderly. At Brikama chapter, every Saturday and every Sunday, we walk from Brikama Madina Police Station to Marakisa, or sometimes Dasilame. This we do every Saturday and Sunday as a team. Yes.
So there you go. So you work every Saturday and Sunday from the Medina Police to Maracas. And I know there are some challenges. Sometimes they will go to Kabekel, they will go to Dasilame. And he didn't tell you something. This is the only chapter in the Gambia that walk from Brikama to Westfield. People say, wow, how can they do that? They say, no, you don't see anything yet. They start from Brikama to the National Assembly in Banjul. Believe you me, the Brikama chapter is the only chapter that did that. When people are amazed, why? How? They walk from Brikama to Westfield. They say, no, wait. The following week, they walk from Brikama to the National Assembly in Banjul, Ousman, which was definite. How can you do that? How do you do that?
Amazing, anyway. This is something that used to be history for people.
Yeah.
In those days, they will tell you people walk when you don't have, there was no good transport system. Vehicles were not around.
Exactly.
They will tell you people walk from one community to another, or from one place to another.
Exactly.
Or from even Brikama to Banjul. So we don't want to be narrated that history.
Okay.
We want to be the history itself.
This
is why we walked from Brikama to Westfield. Then the following week, we walked from Brikama to Banjul.
Wow.
And it didn't take us, nobody suffers from anything. This is something that is normal. It keeps us fit and healthy. And Big Sam, you will be surprised to know that we did not only work as youths or people of this age, but we work with a woman who is over 65 years of age.
Wow.
We fondly call her Antinya.
Antinya.
Yes. We work with her from Brikama to Westfield, and the subsequent week, we work from Brikama to Banjul.
Banjul, oh man. And she was part of that?
She was part of it.
Okay.
She was part of it. This is something that, to others, it will be a miracle, but this is something that is doable. It's very easy. Brikama to Banjul is not far. Brikama to Serekunda or Westfield is not far. But if you're in a car, obviously, you will think the place is very far.
It's very far. And
Unless you try.
That means Dasilame is very nearer then.
Dasilame is just a stone throw. It's just a stone throw. And Big Sam, before that,
yes,
we were walking from Brikama
exactly.
to Dasilame, Dimbaya, and back to Brikama.
Oh my goodness.
Which is longer than Brikama to Westfield.
To Westfield.
Yes, we've been doing
from
that.
From Brikama to Dasilame, then to Dimbaya, then come back around
25 kilometers.
You remember that one?
That's 25 kilometers.
And that's far.
Yes, and Brikama to Westfield is about 23, 24 kilometers.
Oh my.
We've been doing this.
So viewers, you hear from the man himself. Before we come to Ousman, how amazing do you think this work for health it is?
It is, Master Big Sir. I remember those days, my friend Gajaga. Yeah, I think that was.
Let me just make this before it escapes. Mamadou Gajaga, thank you so much, because remember, Mamadou Gajaga, I will tell you, Mamadou Gajaga is the first guy that did that work alone.
I watch it.
Yes, thank you. He started from Jaoel Nyambai to Westfield, and the boss said, if Gajaga can do it, why can we? So Gajaga, thank for setting that pace. Yes, you were coming.
Yeah, I remember those days when I was here. There was a media game in Boxbar. Gajaga run only 5 minutes. He was off. Then when he started this media run,
yes,
I text him one day. I said, "You remember those days? You used to play, you play for Boxbar. I think it was only 2 minutes. You were out." But I can see you now. You're working every Sunday, because Sunday I'm always at home. I used to watch them on Facebook when they are doing their work.
Yeah. In fact, he plays a crucial role.
Yeah, I used to watch them every Sunday. I told Gajaga, now you can do like before only 2 minutes. Now you can do from Brikama to Westfield, Brikama to Banjul. I think it's a good initiative. If you go to Germany, I think I can tell you there are ages that they used to do sports.
Oh, okay. They categorize the ages.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like those who be you can see 90-year-old. They'll be doing their sport every week once. Yeah. They'll be around the field 12 times. Yeah. After that, they'll do their own kind of sport that they used to do. The 65 will be there, the 70s, the 80s. They do sport. You can see a 90-year-old or 95. I remember a one old woman, not far from me. I used to go there when I have a letter and stuff. They used to help me.
Okay.
The mother is 96, but she still used to work at the garden. When I go there, I used to work. I said, this woman is right. He said, Ousman, once you walk, you become strong.
Strong.
I said, but for us in Africa, when you are old age,
you don't
walk,
that.
you just sit down. He said, but it's good you walk.
Yeah.
Those women, well, at the field every week, they have their own schedules of sports. 90 years, 80 years, they round the field 12 times, do the other sports. When I used to watch them, I said, I remember back in Gambia, when you are 50, 60, there was, just sit at home. You don't need to
relax.
It's not a good health.
Yeah.
Once you're doing the sport, it gives you good. The white people said once you're doing it, you get a long life.
A long life. So there you go.
But for here, it's different.
It's a different one. Commander, before we talk about the main, which is the 50th anniversary, tell us the health benefit of Work for Health, and especially those people around West Coast who want to join you, how they can join you, and some of the health tips. I know you are not a health expert, but
very well.
I know you are a trainer, and then you do all that. So tell the viewers about that.
Thank you very much, Big Sam. Health benefits associated to walking. It helps keep blood pressure down. That's one. It helps in your what they call cardiovascular, the blood circulation. The heart pumps blood very well, and it is a very good means of managing stress. It manages stress well. If you are in a stressful mood, just walk for a particular distance or for a reasonable distance, and you come back, that stress will be relieved. In fact, we were told the best medicine for non-communicable sicknesses is walking. And also, walking helps you save money. If you walk from Brikama to Farado, you get the health benefits. It gives you a strong bone. It gives you a strong muscle. And you save the money that is used for fare. And if you walk, you become a healthy person. And if you're a healthy person, obviously doctors or nurses at the hospital will equally be happy. Because they wouldn't be seeing you every day. They wouldn't be overwhelmed.
Exactly.
With the workload.
Exactly.
At the health facilities.
Exactly.
So this is something that we want to encourage everybody to either join us in Brikama here or anywhere you are. At least every day you need to walk minimum 30 minutes. This helps a lot in your health system. It makes you have a very healthy living condition. It makes you have a very healthy body.
Exactly.
And it keeps you young and strong. These are some of the health benefits that some of us are
getting from
this Work for Health. If I should tell you the last time I visited the hospital, I can't remember.
You
more
can't
than a
remember?
decade ago.
Wow.
This is something that is part of me. We want to encourage everybody to be doing work, either with a particular chapter as a team or individually during your leisure time.
Exactly.
Sitting or eating and sitting or relaxing doesn't help. You need to be active. Thank you very much.
Most definitely. Thank you very much. And that reminds me, of course, you go and talk to this health, or let's say people that do sports. I mean, they will tell you the number one sport. The number one sport is swimming, because swimming, every other part of the body take part. But believe you me, second is walking. You might be thinking about football or athletics or whatever. Believe me, second is walking. So you can say work is very well. And then, like he said, we have a lot of, apart from the national chapter in Sereg, we have the one in Jambur, the Katong, Gunjur, Brikama, Esau, Farafenye, Soma, Basse, Bansang. So we have all over. So you can join at least twice or once a week. You should be able to walk. And I think that's so very, very important. Okay, but let's now talk about the national chapter, 5 years. And that reminds us that Work for Health was born in the Gambia 5 years ago, and we're still going strong. Work for Health, the national chapter, is 5 years will be on the 3rd of February. And like you said, you were part of the media team and me trying to push everything together. Talk to the viewers about the show and what would you guys need that day from the people.
Thank you very much, Big Sam. Like you said, Work for Health in the Gambia will be 5 years come on the 3rd of February. The celebration will take place at Serekunda West Mini Stadium because it was planned to be held at the Independence Stadium. But like you highlighted before, road networks, connections to the stadium, there is an ongoing road construction. So as such, the venue has been shifted to Serekunda West Mini Stadium. There will be a lot of activity. It will be a whole day event. And at night, there will be a night dinner, a dinner party for all those who are interested in taking part in that particular event. Like you said, Work for Health, the national chapter, is the parent body. It's the mother of all other Work for Health. Therefore, on this day, you will see we're expecting representatives from all these chapters across the country. They will all come participate. We are expecting ministers. At the national chapter, we have ministers who are part of the Work for Health.
Exactly.
So if ministers are working with us every Saturday and Sunday, why not ordinary people in the street? It shows that Work for Health or working for your well-being is something that should be a topmost priority. I keep saying this in Mandinka, that if a person asks you to join him to look for money, you can follow the person. But if he asks you, please come, we go and search or work for our health and well-being, run after the individual. That means the individual has your interest at heart. Health is wealth. This is true. Because if you are healthy, you have everything. But if you have wealth and you are not healthy, you end up spending all the wealth that you have on your health. So before that, it's better you come and join us on at different chapters every Saturday and Sunday, like we do at Brikama. National chapter also does the same thing. Coming back to the main event, that is on the 3rd, we want to call on all, everybody, regardless of your age, your sex, or wherever you may be, to come and join, celebrate this event with us. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Like you said, Work for Health, the national chapter, will celebrate their 50th anniversary on Saturday, the 3rd of February 2024 at the Serekunda, of course, Westminster Stadium. And remember, it's like this: at 7 a.m., participants will gather at the Serekunda West Park. And of course, before departures, some speeches will be given, and then we'll tell you the route later, but I know we'll be walking within Serekunda and then back to Serekunda Westminster Stadium. And when we reach there, there'll be games, there will be footballs, and there will definitely also be what we call talk of war, games, etc. So these are all the things that will be happening there. We'll be competing, meeting friends and then cheering up, and then let's see our health. So we definitely want you to come and join us on the 3rd. We need all walks of life: doctors, ministers, citizens, everybody to come and join us. Like Mr. Toure said, at the end of the day, there's an award night, which is going to be, we'll be awarding people that have some testimonies. Like he said, he himself is a testimony. He said, he will tell people when he started this, he can't even remember the last time he went to the hospital. Some people will tell you they hardly move from a point to point without breathing heavily. Today, those people are not even breathing, but they are running. So those are testimonies. Some people, when even cooking, people will be bringing things to them and they will be commanding. Now they do everything by themselves. So we have various tests. Some people will have diabetes. Some people will have leg problem. But at the end of the day, we see those people. In fact, when you are walking, they walk faster than you. So those are some testimonies that people will share, and then there are some people that need to be awarded, and then they, because of their involvement and their testimonies, etc., will also be recognized that night. So it's going to be a whole day event throughout to the night, and then of course, we'll tell you later on where the award night is going to be. But all the games and the walking and etc., all is going to be done at the Serekunda West Mini Stadium. We'll keep that date placed on the 3rd February 2024. It's on a Saturday at the Serekunda West Mini Stadium. We want everybody to go there. In fact, when you were talking about people walk from Farad, I see my cameraman Sirif saying, he was pointing himself, because yeah, he did walk once in a while, you know, to the studios here, and I think that's better. The only problem is my chief engineer, Buba. He never walk. In fact, he will be riding a scooter. So I think our TV head Buba should walk. Okay, so I think that helps. Ousman, I think upon all, I think health is wealth. Like you said, you have money, you spend all your money in treating yourself. It doesn't give. But if you have good health, in fact, there's a lot. You don't have stress. You sleep peacefully. You know, you do work as you want it. You know, I mean, I think this is so important.
Let's go to Mr. Mix up. Once you are healthy, that is everything.
Exactly.
I think it's all part of sports. Walking is part of sports. You know, some people those days, as I said, Gajaka cannot walk even from.
Exactly, that's another testimony for you. That's another testimony.
You know, from Marina Salin to Brikama, he used to take a bicycle.
Yes,
but now he can walk from Salin to the Brikama.
Exactly.
You know, those are good benefit of health. You know, walking. Even those in Europe, I think people used to do sport there. Because like I walk 8 hours, my all 8 hours is just walking.
It's just walking?
It's just walking, 8 hours. It's just sometimes on the TV, I cannot say things, but I never get sick there. But that's how it is, man.
That's how it is. That's how it is. Most definitely, that's so important.
It's good to do walking.
It's good to do.
Even when it's snow,
yeah,
I go with my bicycle. Yeah. I used to ride a bicycle like 35 minutes with a machine bike.
Okay.
But once I did that, I get sweat.
Okay.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day you just go.
And that's where it's so important.
Yeah. I used to get the train 10, 15, 20 minutes. I stop the train, then I use my bicycle.
You do your bicycle.
Every day.
Well, that's so important out there.
It is. It's not only that, but if you're having challenges or sleeping difficulties,
exactly,
just walk for a particular distance and come back. You understand? That following night or that very day, you will sleep well. You will have a fine sleep. So this is something that's the benefits outweigh a lot of things. You don't suffer from it, and it's something that is not expensive. It is at no cost. You can join any chapter. You can walk without paying a single budget. You don't need to go to any expensive gym.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't need to pay for anything. All what you do is grab a bottle of water and walk around.
And then you
very
have
cheap.
Very, very cheap.
So you can have your health in a cheaper way than having a health at a hospital or buying an expensive drug.
Yeah.
So like I said, once again, health is wealth. Right. And our slogan is all for one, one for all.
Commander, what is the most important message you want to send our viewers about the 50th anniversary of the national chapter, if I may ask you?
Thank you very much, Big Sam. This year celebration will be different from the previous ones because the previous ones used to be a low-key type. But this one is an open one. It's going to be a mega one. All other chapters are invited. You will see people from different parts of work in this country, including ministers, and in fact, you may see some parliamentarians, because some of them, I think about one or two, showed interest and then told me that he would like to participate.
Wow!
And we have one of the most household name in this country in the justice sector, who is Justice Ceesay.
Justice Ceesay.
He's part of us, become a chapter, and he's going to participate in this year's anniversary celebration. So come that day on the 3rd, the event will be colorful.
It will be
colorful. The event will be interesting. You'll see so many new things.
Thank you so much, Abdullah Ture, Commander, of course, Team Resilient in Work for Health. And of course, time is definitely not our side anymore, but I'm going to remind you that this is Sport 360 Light on your favorite TV, Atlantic Online TV, with me, myself, Big Sam, the host. Ousman, it's been a very big pleasure having you here after so long. In fact, I think so long that we didn't share a sport platform. So you're here today. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming. Finally, what do you want to leave with my viewers?
Thank you, Mr. Big Sam. As I said, it's always a pleasure working with you. I remember those days when you started in the radio. You know, I remember you once sent me to pay around, that's a small village behind Buffalo.
Behind, yeah.
Kupune. That was my first assignment alone.
So that was his first assignment. I can still remember that.
I remember. I called Kayaka. I told him that some told me that it's just a coverage, but this people told me it's going to be a ball commentary. You know, and then I called Sam. I said, what these people said and what this is different. Now they got telling me that just try what you can do, you know. I said, okay, I'm going to try, but alhamdulillah, I did well. Kayaka covered everything. You told me that you did well. I cannot say much, but just to say thank you. It's been 9 years not signing platform with you, but inshallah every year I'll be coming twice in the Gambia. If everything goes well, then we will have fine time, maybe another good time when I come.
Thank you so much, Ousman there. And of course, Commander, Team Resilient. Commander, finally for today, before we go.
Thank you very much. We want to encourage all to come join us on the 3rd at the Serekunda West Mini Stadium for the 5th year anniversary celebration of Work for Health, the Gambia, in particular the national chapter. On that note, Big Sam, I thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be in the studio of Atlantic TV with you, and then of course
your neighbor
Ceesay is my neighbor. We've known each other not today, but I think in Brikama Sport, he was in the Sport Journalists Association, and whilst I was in the committee, so it's not today that we knew each other. So it's good to have him here too in the studio. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. There we will draw the curtain over today's Sport 360 Light on our studios right here in Farah to Atlantic. But before I go, I must definitely say give thanks to my cameraman, Bapulo, and of course my chief engineer, that is Buba. Guys, you guys are too much. Thank you. And of course, people out there, if you want to sponsor, just walk in our studios here at Atlantic Online TV located in Farato. Well, viewers, wherever you are, thank you so much for your time. Remember, this is the Atlantic Sport 360 Light. We come in your way every Sunday from the hour 8 to 9. And I am the host, Big Sam International. On that note, as I always said, keep on sporting. See you next time.